Hey family, welcome back. Thank you for checking your sister Corinne out. I welcome you all to my channel, Psychic Divine Within. All is well with many of you. Much love to my subscribers as well as my new subscribers. I welcome you. As you see, I'm doing a reading on Miss Cyntoia Brown. She is the woman who um, some years back, when she was young in her adolescent years, I think the age of 16, she had, well, she was charged for murder as well as robbery. And she had did some years, and she's now in the age of 31. She was born January 29th, um, 1988. And she's currently married to a man whose name is Jamie Long. Okay, he's the ex-husband of Pam Long. She used to be in the group Total. Okay, so anyway, this reading is going to be based on Miss Cyntoia, what's going on with her in the present. We all pretty much have a background of, you know, who she was in the past, but that's the past. I pretty much want to know what's going on with her in the present, as well as, her relationship with her husband, who she married while she was still locked up in prison. They got married while she was in prison. And it's a lot of negative feedback online of his ex-wife Pam, who knows him because she used to be married to him. She pretty much wants to warn Cyntoia to let her know what she knows about him as far as her past dealings with him and how she feels that Cyntoia needs to be warned. Um, According to Pam, he's pretty much, using her for a come up, okay, and a host of other things. But like I said, um, that's her point of view. Um, I need to put out allegedly. I'm speaking from a place of what I'm going to sense from within, as well as I'm going to use my tarot cards as a tool. This reading is based on Cyntoia Brown, pretty much relationship reading as well. Just want to get to the heart of things, what's going on with her sister in the present, with her relationship with her now husband, Jamie Long. And a lot of people are questioning their relationship. Now, what I do, I go by what I sense from within and I jot down my notes. Many of you know how your sister rolls. I jot down my notes, okay? And then I use my tarot card as a backup so I can receive clarity and confirmation. I don't want to make this video long, so I'm getting ready to get to it. Okay, so anyway, I had jot down some notes. I want to know what kind of relationship does Cyntoia has with her husband, Jamie Long, in the present. And I had came up with that Jamie Long. I mean, because Jamie Long has an agenda. That's her current husband. Does he has an agenda being with her? I was told yes. And does Jamie Long is part of his agenda? Is it for a come up? As far as being receiving recognition and people are, um, pretty much him getting his name back out there again. Like I said, he does have an agenda. Pretty much, by him being with her, I'm sensing, he's gonna shine. Let me just say that. He's gonna shine. His name will definitely be out there in the spotlight. Let me just say that. Okay. And I also wanted to know, was he in love with her? It's a big difference as far as caring about somebody and loving somebody versus being in love. And unfortunately, what I sense from within, he is not in love with her. He cares about her, but he's not in love with her. This is what I'm picking up in the spirit, okay? This sister, I also picked up on with her as far as the past. I know I said I was going to speak from the present, but just want to give you a little background with her. What I picked up from her, you know, due to her background, she was very rebellious and lacking self love, and she pretty much had no direction, and she lacked guidance. Okay, so that's pretty much what got her in a situation that was she ended up in. Okay, I just wanted to put that out there. That's what I was picking up also from spirit. So real quick, let's get to it. Alrighty. And how does Jamie Long see his wife? How does he view his wife? And is there an agenda? How does Jamie Long view his wife? What does he feel about his wife? And is there an agenda of marrying Cyntoia Brown? Is there an agenda? How does he feel about his wife? Alrighty. Okay, family. I hope you can see it real good. Okay. Let me bring this up a little bit. Okay. Now we know what the rumors are as far as what his ex-wife has said as far as her speaking her truth um, about this man, Jamie Long, because she used to be married to him. So we know her. We know from the perspective of her speaking from her truth, as well as what other bloggers are saying on YouTube. Now let's try to figure out what the spirit has to say. Okay. Let's see what the spirit has to say about this. The first card, reparenting yourself. Boundaries. With the first sets of cards, I was pretty much setting my attention. I wanted to know where are they presently in their relationship, okay? With the top set, with the bottom set, I pretty much wanted to know how does he feel about the relationship, of any hidden agenda that he may have. So that's what this reading is, okay? So far, what's presently going on in the relationship, I got the card boundaries. I got the card dating. I got the card self-respect. Now let me say this right here. Also, these cards are in order this way, okay? Not this way, but this way. So looking at these cards, okay, Miss Cyntoia um, has been dealing with some self-esteem issues, okay? For one thing, she's been locked up for quite some time, for good, um, about 14 or 15 years. So she's, and then a lot of this, is rooted as far as going back in her past as well. So she's definitely, dealing with some lack of, shall I say, self-love issues. But over the years, she is gaining self-respect for herself. Okay, so this card is pretty much letting us know that she's getting to that place of having self-love for herself. Okay, and that's a good thing. She's getting her self-respect back versus what she didn't have before, because she was lacking in it in that area in the past. Okay, this right here is showing courtship. It's showing dating. Is with her and her now husband Jamie Long. This is showing the courtship as far as him coming into her life while she was locked up in prison. Okay, right here, this is the boundary card. And I'm going to read, give many of you a more in depth of what this card means, okay? But this is the boundary card. And we all know what boundaries mean. And last, this card right here is the reparenting yourself. Reparenting yourself. So it's definitely something that she was lacking, like I said, in her past was coming up, you know, but due to her gaining her self respect, okay, because she's older, more mature, and wiser now, so she's getting to that place of now, reparenting herself, shall I say, because she was definitely lacking it coming up. And I do sense that she has a relationship with her mother. I don't know if it's still strained, but I do sense that she does have a relationship with her mother, but something was going on for her to get to that place of being rebellious, shall I say. But right now, we're speaking from a place of in the present. Now, I'm going to pretty much tie everything in together. And like I said down here, I pretty much wanted to know um, what's going on in the mind of her husband as far as, you know, uh, how he views the relationship, or in there, or is there any like hidden agenda, shall I say? The first card is abundance. So, yeah, he definitely see, some money. He definitely see this relationship being prosperous. Let me say that. Okay, being with her, he definitely see it being prosperous. because it's not like he didn't know who she was. I'm pretty sure he did his homework, or he's been checking her out from afar. Okay, manifestation. It's whatever in his mind that he was believing for. It was manifested, and also it was manifested in his favor by him getting with her. Like I said, if there were any hidden agendas, you know, um, as far as him being with her, that which he was believing for, and whatever the hidden reason for him being with her, let's just say it pretty was manifested in his favor. Okay, just him, communicating with her, him wanting to hook up with her, it pretty much materialized. Okay, he pretty much manifested this relationship. He pursued her. That's the point I'm trying to make. Spiritual maturity. Spiritual maturity. So he's definitely somebody of faith as well. Okay, like I said, he is also a Christian artist. So he's definitely someone of faith. And you also see two people here as well. So I'm sure that Cyntoia, while she was locked up, you know, um, she started doing a whole lot of going within herself, and doing a lot of soul searching, and probably hooked up with people, of faith, while she was locked up, and gained her spirituality as well. And by her hooking up with him, they definitely have this in common, faith. But I'll go into this more as well. Wow, yin and yang, yin and yang, opposites attract. Interesting. And this card also represents balance, or the lack of balance. I'll go into this a little more. So just by me looking at this real quick, um, presently, I'm going to say this sister is definitely gaining her self love and self respect about her, according to this card right here. And as we all see, according to the dating card, he did pursue her. Jamie Long did pursue this sister. Okay, that was she was believing for. Okay, it was manifested. A lot of people were saying that he did some kind of ritual, but all I gotta say is whatever he was doing, whether it just be prayer, um, whatever he was doing, okay, it was manifested. And as far as any hidden agenda, by her being in a high profile case that it was back in the day, and still well known, and a lot of people been praying for this sister. Um, Free Cyntoia and all of this. I think some celebrities got involved too. But anyway, hold on, family. I apologize. I had got distracted. But anyway, that what she was believing for. The point I'm trying to make is it was manifested, okay? And what he's going to get out of it is abundance due to being, connected with this sister, okay? And by them being married, that which coming to her is going to come to him as well, okay? That was coming to her is going to come to him, because I'm sure she's doing interviews now, and they do get paid for interviews, okay? She has a book that's coming out. I think it's already out. I'm not sure, but she's going to get paid from that too. And by him being married to her, that's like a joint union, okay? But like I say, at the end of the day, still, what the spirit is telling me, he still had an agenda, and he loves her, but he's not in love with her. Okay, this is what I'm sensing. This is what the cards are trying to tell me. He loves her, but he's not in love with her. Um, but he cares about her. But it's still a difference, okay? It's still a big difference. But their union can grow and get stronger. It's up to them. Um, Let me see. So, family, I'm going to first go into a little more depth about the boundary card, okay? Because I want to know what's going on in the present. So let me go ahead and see what this boundary card has to say. A clear and healthy sense of self is a great foundation for love. A clear and healthy sense of self is a great foundation for love. Most people understand the concept of healthy boundaries, but aren't always sure how to put them into practice. Boundaries could be described as simply having a clear and healthy sense of self, of who you are, what makes you tick, and what affects you both positively and negatively. A common example of unhealthy boundaries is the apparent inability to say no when feeling pressured by a prospective new or existing partner into doing or behaving in a way that isn't in harmony with your truth. For example, if you love the ocean and need to walk along the beach regularly to maintain emotional balance, you can invite your partner to join you or go alone, but you must not let this important activity fade from your life. So basically, what I'm sensing from this card, okay, and what many of you can, if many of you were listening to what I was saying, this card speaks volume. What's going on presently in the relationship, okay? These things that are hidden that we don't know anything about. Miss Cyntoia needs to set healthy boundaries, okay, with her marriage, okay? She needs to do the things that she loves to do, and he doesn't have to be. I'm not saying he's smothering her, but obviously during this time, this is her time really to shine. But by him being married to her, you know, um, he's always there. He's always there, and which is appropriate because they are married. Like I said, he has his reason for marrying her, but still, when it comes to boundaries, they need to set healthy boundaries. Okay, she needs to definitely. I'm sensing it's more her. She needs to set healthy boundaries. Take those alone times to yourself. He doesn't have to be in your face all the time. If there's something that you want to do by yourself, let it be known. Um, you have a voice, speak up. That's the point I'm trying to make. You have a voice, speak up, and it's okay to say no. Even though he is the husband, you know, he is the head, still it's okay to say no if you don't feel comfortable about doing something that you don't want to do. You know, whether you don't feel comfortable doing something you don't want to do, or, you just feel like saying no, just say no. Um, I'm sensing that she's pretty much like a people pleaser when it comes to him. She doesn't want to upset him or anything, but she still needs to operate and set healthy boundaries in that relationship. Okay, and that's pretty much presently what's going on. These things that are hidden in the darkness that we don't see. I don't know this brother, so I had to say allegedly, but what the spirit is revealing to me is Miss Cyntoia, this sister needs to create healthy boundaries. She needs to learn to say no, okay? Learn to say no. Because this will help her, in the long term, as far as her gaining more self-respect. Okay, this will help her in the long term to gain more self-respect. Cause notice what I said, these cards are in order this way. Okay, they are in order this way. So she was already dealing with this issue anyway, but she's gaining this self-respect, and in her meeting him, like I said, he was courtshiping her, And due to him believing, due to him desiring her and wanting to be with her for whatever reason, these are his agendas, okay? He manifested this relationship. He manifested this relationship. He kept courting due to courtship. He manifested this relationship because he knew he was going to get something out of it. All right. And we all see what that is, money and recognition. All right. Getting his name out there. Because like I said, I sense that he, loves her, but he's not in love with her. A lot of time is people get what you do to partnership alliance is what you can do for them, shall I say. And she really do loves this man. Okay. I'm also going to read you more information about this card right here. Reparenting yourself. I think it's very important. Hold on for me. I just want to give many of you more in depth what this card is saying due to it's speaking on behalf of Cyntoia. Free yourself. Free yourself from the past so you are more able to give and receive love in the present. Free yourself from the past so you are more able to give and receive love in the present. So obviously, like I said, this sister was dealing with a whole lot of issues in her past. Um, shall I say, she had a lot going on in her inner closet, okay, which we all have one, okay? But she needs to pretty much let the past go. She was dealing with a lot of trust issues as well. She pretty much needs to let the past go. But I do feel that by him pursuing her, okay, due to courtship, you know, he was constantly writing her, pursuing her, while she was locked up due to courtship. He has really helped her. Like I said, she does love him. He has really helped her, to be able to move on from the past and get to that place of, you know, um, starting to, you know, um, trust again. So that's what I was looking for, to love and trust again. Okay. Some of the most difficult things to let go of in life are the emotional hurts and disappointment from childhood. Let me read that again. Some of the most difficult things to let go of in life are the emotional hurt and disappointment from childhood. As adults, these old wounds can block us and hold us back or cause us to repeat unhealthy patterns in our relationships. Naturally, we all know that it is impossible to go back and change what happened in the past. Maybe you have tried resolving the issue with the person or people concerned, or maybe you aren't even sure what it is that still weighs you down. Many people assume that childhood wounds only rise after serious mistreatment, such as violence in the home, but the truth is that it's often the less dramatic things that leave the greatest impression. Something, something like a parent being stuck in a hospital on your birthday or a sibling who always did better at school than you. This card has come up for you today. Your child aspect needs you to care for and reparent it now, even if you aren't aware of any specific experience or hurt. Your child aspect is saying, I need you. Wow, that's deep. So basically what this card is saying is this sister needs to really heal. I would suggest that she should get therapy. I'm not saying that she haven't received therapy while she was incarcerated, but according to this card in the present, therapy would be very beneficial to the sister, okay? So she can heal, and I mean heal inwardly. She puts on a beautiful smile. She is a beautiful sister, but still on the inside, people can smile on the outside, but on the inside, they're full of pain, they're hurting, you know. she hasn't fully healed within herself. So, yeah, she needs to definitely attend to that inner child within her and send her lots of love and light. And, to feel is to heal and try to just get some therapy. That would be very beneficial to her. And also, she has a husband, that's there to help her through it as well. So that's one good thing that has come out in her life. Um, Her husband being there for her. You can see she needs a emotional more support. Okay, because it's a big difference. Like I said, she was locked up at the age of 16. She's now what, 31. So that's a big gap, you know. And so she's pretty much trying to find herself. She's an adult now. She's trying to find herself. She's out here in the world now, and everything has changed. Everything is new. But by her being with him, she'll get there. But and like I said, a person can still love you and help you out, But I'm just saying, I'm sensing that he's not in love with her, and it's a big difference. That's all I'm saying. But you can help people in your life who loves you and can help you, to give you that guidance, that you need, that support. Okay, let me see. This is right here. The card is tugging at me. I pretty much want to see what this card is saying as far as how he sees things in a relationship. Hold on. Okay, this is the yin and yang card. Strive for harmony and balance in your inner and outer life through change, reflection, and growth. Love, relationship, and life in general are fused with the yin and yang energy of both the female and masculine. When feminine and masculine energy flow well together and around each other, you will be blessed with harmony, balance, abundance, and joy. When there is too much of one energy or when one is weak, you will be challenged in certain areas of your life and in relationship. In an existing relationship, there are many there I'm sorry, in a existing relationship, there may be too much yin if the female is dominant in some ways. Maybe the home is too pretty and the male cannot find a place where he feels comfortable, or their lives have become all about the children and the next sexual. Yin and yang energy disappears. If there is too much yin present, the female will feel pressed and controlled. The female will feel press and control. Okay. Remember this card? Go back and see what I said about this card, boundaries. Okay. And what I'm picking up is too much yin. Okay. It's too much yin in that relationship. These two need to have some balance, shall I say. And by him being the husband, I'm speaking, to him. He needs to, cut back on the yin so much, because that's pretty much operating as a control freak, shall I say. It's my way or no way. This The way I see it is the way it should be, shall I say. Um, Let me finish here. When there is too much of one energy, when one is weak, you will be challenged in certain areas of your life and the relationship. If there is too much yang presence, the female will feel suppressed or controlled. Wherever the whatever the imbalance, it needs to be addressed. Okay, so wherever there's imbalance, okay, it needs to be addressed. So, like I said, it's something that's going on in that relationship that needs to be addressed. Okay, this card ain't popped up for no reason. Okay, self respect. That didn't pop up for no reason. Okay, and this card right here, parenting yourself. Obviously she was receiving lack of it coming up. Okay, it was something that she was lacking coming up. But she needs to get to that place of healing. Okay, so it won't spill over in this relationship, okay? But still, from the perspective of him being the husband, him being the male, he's operating too much, you know, the masculine in the relationship. It's creating a lot of, it can create a lot of disharmony. I just say that, a lot of imbalance in the relationship. If you are seeking your soulmate, take a moment to sit quietly and tune into your own balance of yin and yang. Do you have a tendency to be too passive, too much yin with a potential partner, or too aggressive? Do you hear that? So one can be a passive and one can be aggressive. I sense that Cyntoia is the passive one and her husband is the more aggressive one. Okay. Um, I mean, that's his way of pretty much trying to take on that husband role of leading, shall I say? But sometimes you can just overdo it. Okay, you can overdo it, and I do sense her letting him take on the lead role by him being the husband, as far as making the decision, shall I say? If you let the other person make the decisions, or if you are always the one trying to make something happen, then it is time to create more balance. You have drawn this card today so that you can consider the levels of yin and yang in your life and make adjustments where necessary. So these two definitely need to make an adjustments in their relationship to where there's harmonious and balance. Okay. Um, like I said, he does love her, and I do sense that he does want the best for her. But still, these two are, it's one thing for her to be locked up, and he married her while she was in prison. That's one thing. But then you come out here in the real world, and him trying to lead as a husband, and they're doing things that they normally once wasn't able to do while she was locked up. It's a big difference. He's out here trying to lead, and of course, her being around him, she's starting to really see what she's dealing with, shall I say? But she's still real passive. He's the kind of person, he likes to take the lead, and but he's still operating in a more a dominant way, to where he's not really looking at her feelings when it comes to a lot of things, shall I say. He just need to take more account and thought about her feelings, how does she feel about certain things, instead of being, his way and only his way, you know. Like I said, this card, what I'm sensing is he's more aggressive and she's real passive, It's like, okay, whatever you say, pretty much is trying to not cause friction within the home, It's like, okay, whatever my husband say, he's looking out for me. It's like I have no say so, but there needs to be balance. There needs to be balance, okay? Period. And boundaries. It's okay, Cyntoia, to say no. When y'all are, and he's speaking about certain things or trying to make certain decisions, it's okay to say no, my sister, all right? He's your husband. Y'all are, you're one, okay? But it's okay to speak up. When you see things you don't like, or when he's speaking about certain things that you don't agree with, it's okay to say no. And lastly, I want to do this card right here, spiritual maturity. We got to know what this card means, abundance. She's definitely going to come to some money, all right, period. And when she's profiting, he's going to profit because he's married to her now. Spiritual maturity. Like I said, the bottom row is me. I'm trying to get a sense for the hidden agenda of how he sees the relationship, okay? And like I said, with this card, he definitely wants to lead and to make all the the decisions. and choices when it comes to his relationship. But still, with this card, there needs to be balance. Like I said, it's pretty much his way or no way. Okay, honoring your own spiritual growth and that of your loved is vital for a loving relationship. You hear that? Honoring your own spiritual growth and that of your beloved is vital for a loving relationship. So, like I said, he definitely needs to honor her spiritual growth as well. Okay. At the end of the day, this card right here, it must be balanced. Period. There must be balance. Okay. And you can kind of see in the beginning just by me talking. I don't know how things are going to be from them in the future, but you can kind of see things brewing slowly. If they don't get this, if they don't get this balance going on, if they don't correct this right here, okay, what this card represents and what this card represents. If they don't correct this, I can see it being a problem in the future, okay? If they don't correct it, okay? That's all I'm saying. But since we're talking about in the now, let me go ahead and finish this one up. What is spiritual maturity and why it is important in a loving relationship? Take a moment now to think about how you would answer these questions. Spiritual maturity will always take into account spiritual accountability. For example, if you believe in reincarnation, karma, and a higher power that loving guide you, then how accountability can you be with a person who believes in a judgmental God and only one opportunity to get it right before being sent to heaven or hell? Being spiritual mature means that you can accept another person's views. Did you hear me? Did you hear that, family? Did you hear that? Let me read that again. Being spiritually mature means that you can accept another person's views while being able to choose the best match for yourself wisely. A spiritual person, a spiritually mature person doesn't have all the answers to life, the universe, and everything, but at the very least, they will have given these topics some consideration. Spiritually mature person endeavors to think for themselves because the mature process actually requires that we question what our families and culture teaches us until we come to our own center of belief and spiritual truth. We have drawn this card today because it's important for you to prioritize spiritual maturity in yourself and your partner. So this card is saying, okay, that Jamie, okay, him being the head, him being the husband, he needs to prioritize spiritual maturity, okay, for himself and for his partner, meaning respect her views, okay? They're not going to agree, they're not going to always agree, okay, when it comes to this topic, but respect her views, okay? Respect her views. Ask your prospective or existing partner what their beliefs are. Never assume. Create a space in your relationship for spiritual maturity to flourish. So, anyway, this something right here that's between them. At the end of the day, you know, he needs to, like I say, let her have a voice. And like I said, Centella, it's okay to say no, boo. If you don't agree with certain things, it's okay to know. It's okay to say no, okay? Your partner is to love you unconditionally, okay? That's what having a soulmate is all about. And that's someone who loves you for you, you know, and they're not trying to change you, okay? You're a grown woman now. He needs to respect her views, okay? He needs to respect her views, period. There needs to be boundaries, okay? This young sister right here is gaining her self respect. Okay, she didn't have it before, but now she's gaining her self respect. So part of if So part of her getting to the place of gaining her self-respect, she needs to love on herself and start the healing process. Okay, like I said, I do suggest she go ahead and get some counseling. Okay, this will build up her self-esteem more and more and more. Okay, to where she would have a voice. And I do see that about her. I do see her self-esteem increasing more and more. She's doing these interviews and everything, but you can still see her husband stepping in and doing, to me, doing most of the talking. She can speak for herself. So yeah. So that's pretty much what I have for the sister family. Um, but like I said, their union can grow immature. Okay, their union can grow immature and be beautiful. Cause like I said, I do sense that he loved her, but he's not in love with her. But he can get to that place of eventually falling in love with her. That's gonna take time. But I can't see them getting there. But due to what's going on, those things they're hitting that we don't see, it's still some little issues there. Okay, there's still some little issues there that they're gonna have to work on. Okay, there must be balance. This card is at the end for a reason. There must be balance and harmony. Period. This sister has a voice. She needs to use it. Okay, and don't be scared to speak up in front of him. You have a voice. Use your voice. There must be balance. There must be harmony. Okay, in that relationship. Okay, because he pretty much got what he wanted. You know, he got what he wanted. Okay, because he manifested this relationship. He's the one that pursued her. Okay, so he got what he wanted out of it. Let me just say that he was the pursuer. He was the one writing her. He got what he wanted out of it, and it was manifested. And due to a hidden agenda, he got what he wanted. Okay. All right, family. I know I've been sounding kind of a little down today, but like I said, I'd be all right. I just want to, that little child was on my mind, um, little cupcake. So, I know she's in a better place. It's just sad, how people just disregard our children. But anyway, family, I apologize for being so distracted today. I thank you for watching, and I do wish that sister all the best, Cyntoia. Um, I'm happy that she's free now, you know. Um, And I pray that, for the most part, that he will help her in the healing process. And but still, she has a voice, Jamie. Let her speak up. Let her speak up for herself. Let create healthy boundaries in that relationship. And just back down a little bit. Your masculine energy is all over the place. Back down, and so she can, express her feminine, self. Okay, self-respect. Cyntoia, self-respect is everything. It needs to be balanced in a relationship. And I can see it improving. I can see as far as in the future, it's going to benefit their relationship, okay? Because she does have a voice. He's going to benefit. I'm sorry, I got tongue twisted financially in this relationship. He courtship her. He pursued her. Spiritual maturity. They need to have that talk, and whatever the case may be, how she feels, uh, as far as her belief system, he needs to honor that. Okay, he needs to honor that. There must be balance. He needs to honor that. There must be balance and self-respect in this area. Okay. Reparenting yourself. She need to dig deep down. And that little girl that was wounded, coming up, who operated in self-love, who was rebellious, she need to talk to her. For the most part, just get some counseling, okay? And prayer goes a long way, and start to heal from within, okay? Start to heal from within. There needs to be boundaries in that relationship. There needs to be boundaries in that relationship, period. Because she's not a child no more. She's a grown woman, all right? It's okay to say no, Cyntoia. Even though he's your husband, you still have a voice. You're very passive. You're very passive. Manifestation. He got what he wanted. Peace, family. Good morning.